Hello, friend. I hope you're having a great day. If you are in Colorado, I hope you enjoyed the beautiful snow this weekend. And today, I want to talk about rest. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Or be honest with me, I can't hear you right now, but maybe you can write me later about this. So, my question for you today is: are you resting enough? The reason I'm bringing this topic of rest is two things. It was interesting to look at some Facebook posts today, and this high achiever posted that she was happy that there's snow yesterday because she was forced to take a resting day. Because honestly, because I work with a lot of achievers, most high achievers do not rest enough, do not give themselves permission to relax and to truly restore the body, right? So my question to you is, do you rest enough? Do you give yourself permission to truly relax guilt-free? And the reason really I'm bringing this up, I'm making a series about stress. There are two factors that make stress bad. Stress does not have to lead anybody to any disability or disease. It doesn't have to be a way that science backs me up. There are two factors. I mean, there are many factors, but I'm going to summarize here. We know what leads to a lot of disability and disease. It's lifestyle choices and stress. I'm going to talk particularly about stress here today. There are two factors that make stress bad for you. One is your psychology, your perception, how you perceive the challenges in your life and the challenges in the world, how you perceive this pandemic, for example. Some people might perceive, I don't care, it's happening, there's nothing I can do. And other people are, filled with anxiety, anger, fear because of the pandemic. So that's an example of perception. Perception has to do with our history, with our tapestry, how much inner work, how much healing, how much personal growth, spiritual development we have done. So that's a big topic itself. But perception is one factor. Second factor, which is the one I'm going to talk about today, it's lack of proper rest and recovery. If you have a lot of stress load, and most likely you do, living in this culture, especially what's going on in the world right now, there's load, emotional stress, psychological stress, mental stress, physical stress if you get sick, or physical stress if you're not sleeping enough, for example, right? So you have all these stressors. And if they accumulate, it creates what we call stress load. I made a video last week about stress load, like this jar. The stress load are all these marbles. This is the stress getting accumulated in your body. So if you have a lot of stress load and you're not doing something that helps that load to go down, which is deep rest and recovery, then you can get in trouble with stress. And I'm here to save you. Don't let your body go into disharmony, into dysfunction, into disease, because there's absolutely no need to get sick because of stress, because you have a lot of power. 95% of power is yours. I already shared that only 5% or less of illnesses and diseases are genetic, meaning there's nothing we can do. 95% of diseases are caused and exacerbated by lifestyle choices and stress. So let's talk about rest. I want to ask you an honest question here. Are you resting enough? And the second question is, if you're not, why? Why most high achievers do not get enough rest? Bring the excuses, because I'm going to give you a surprising answer. Most people would tell me they don't rest enough because of time, meaning I have too much to do. There's no time for rest. There's no time to take a 20 minutes power nap in the middle of the day. There's no time to take a nice leisure walk in the middle of the day. There's no time to go to bed early enough because I have too much to do. So time is one that I hear a lot. Second, I hear is I cannot relax. I cannot just chill. I get bored. I get so bored. I don't have hobbies. I just love my work. So I need to be doing all the time. So that's another answer I get, boredom. The other answer I get is, I have too much in my mind. I have a monkey mind. So, if I wake up at 3:00 in the morning, I just go to the computer and go to work. Or I can't just relax and read a book. I have too much in my mind, too much to do, too much my mind, not enough time, or family and kids. I hear all types of excuses. It's not to say that some of those excuses are not real. There is a little bit of truth on each one of those. You might have too much to do. You might have a lot of obligations with family. Yes, yes, yes. But there is something much deeper. There's a deeper answer here because I'm always investigating the deeper causes of behaviors. For example, behaviors in this case, like why you could benefit from more sleep and more rest, and yet you are not. There are always deeper causes, and those deeper causes are always buried in the unconscious mind. You study with me a lot, you watch my videos, you read my content, and you might read other books, other authors. They're constantly talking about how our unconscious or subconscious mind, same thing here, or how our unconscious mind dictates, again, 95%, here comes the 95% again, dictates 95 to 97% of all our behaviors. We only, under our conscious mind, about 3 to 5% of the time. So that's why sometimes you might say, oh, I'm going to start going to bed early. And the week comes and you don't, because your unconscious mind is running that program that is much stronger than you. And the beauty is you have the ability to change the program anytime. That's why you work with a therapist. That's why you work with a coach like me. That's why I do with my clients. I help them to identify these programs, these beliefs in the unconscious mind, so we can create a new program. So why you not really resting? You ready for the answer? You're not deeply resting. You're not giving yourself permission to relax because you do not feel safe. You're in your unconscious mind. There's this place that you do not feel safe. So you have this feeling that you always need to be engaged in activities, always doing something, because unconsciously, hear me out, this is unconscious. Unconscious, you have this voice saying, if I go to bed too early, I'm not going to get the work done. And if I don't get the work done, my boss might be mad at me, or I might not get that promotion, or I might not get that client. I'm not going to make enough money. So you don't feel safe. You feel like it's like you're living in a jungle, or like the caveman. You feel like if you actually rest and chill out, something is going to jump out of the corner and kill you. That's what is happening. This unconscious feeling that I am not safe, it's coming from your limbic brain, from your primitive brain, from our survival brain. Same brain that I have, you have. It's coming from the survival brain. Okay? It's acting as if you are in Africa, walking around the savannah, not knowing when that lion is going to come and get you. That's what's happening. So if you don't feel safe, it's going to be very hard to relax, to rest, because yeah, you're going to have all this activity going on in the body. Your physiology doesn't feel safe. Which brings me to say this: safety is physiology. It doesn't matter how many positive affirmations, how many self-help books you read, how many Tony Robbins you listen to. Safety is in your physiology, which is in your body, is not on your mind. That's why, you can do all the positive psychology in the world, but if until you change your physiology, you won't feel safe. So why is that? Why we have that program of not feeling safe, which is affect your ability to rest and relax? I'm going to give you a few examples here. One is our biology. Biologically, we have the survival brain still. We still have that very primitive part of our brain. We have the amygdala, which is this sensor in our brain that is always scanning the environment, looking for danger. We still have the brain. Thank God we have the prefrontal cortex, which is our executive brain, that can help the amygdala to calm down. And there are techniques, there's training to do that. That's why I teach my clients. So our biology, in our biology, we're still wired for survival. That's why we need to do this work. Okay, that's one component. Now, hear me out. That's one part. Okay. Second, your childhood. If you did not grow up in an environment that you felt safe, or even if you felt safe with your parents and you had some traumatic experience, and trauma can be anything, okay? Trauma, it doesn't have to be this intense, horrible thing. Trauma is anytime you had a deep emotional charge that happened and you experienced, for example, in this case, a lot of fear. You were very scared. You didn't feel taken care of, for example, or you felt that your life was in danger. So this lack of safety might be coming from childhood, okay? Or past experiences. Maybe you had an experience when you were a teenager, maybe you had experience even in your 20s or 30s. For example, let's say you on your 20s, you were couch surfing because you had no money and your parents were calling you a loser and you were filled with shame and guilt, and you made a decision to never be that couch potato again. So you go to the extreme, which is the other end of the pendulum, and you create this belief that you have to be working hard all the time so you never experience poverty again. So it can be from a past experience. You make a decision like that, okay? Which leads to number 4, which is a belief system. You have a belief system either that comes from childhood or a belief system that was created like if you were a couch potato and didn't have money. So there's a belief system, a program running, and also belief systems that we adopt from our culture. In this culture, the Western culture here, we adopt this belief, and a lot of these books behind me even talk about this, and I'm ready to get rid of some of these books, that in order to make it, you have to work hard, you have to hustle, you have to be the first one in the office, you have to be the last one, which creates this anxiety in us that we always need to be doing more. Or beliefs like, I will sleep and rest when I die. Well, if you don't sleep enough and rest enough, you're going to die earlier because you affect your aging process. Okay, because stress will cause, chronic stress will cause you to age faster. Research backs me up on this too. Okay, and this leads to number 5, competition. You're living with this very high competitive mindset, which a certain level of competition is healthy, but competition has a shadow. If you get so competitive that you always need to be the number 1 in everything, or if you're not crushing in every single goal, you're not good enough. That's another issue from childhood, right? Or your competitive mindset is also creating this scarcity that if others are winning, there's not enough for you. So that will also affect your ability to feel safe. So you feel like you always have to be hustling, right? And last one, if you rely on external things to make you safe, if you only rely on money, if you only rely on your job, on your clients, on your customers, you rely constantly on your family, you rely on the government, you rely on all these external things in order for you to feel safe, you will never feel safe, because safety, as I said, is in your physiology, is within you. So even if you have everything, I have coached people who had $500,000 in their saving account, and this person was living with tremendous stress about money. And when I start coaching her, investigating what's happening, I ask her, did anything happen in your life that caused a trauma, that compromise your ability to feel safe? And she shared something with me that happened when she was 21 years old. And that was the safety, was a trauma. So there's always something underneath that is affecting your ability to give yourself permission to relax, okay? So what is the solution? We need to retrain. As babies, we knew how to rest and relax, okay? So we need to retrain our mind, and we need to retrain our body. We need to retrain our nerve system to rest, because the nervous system now, it's locked, for a lot of people, it's locked in this sympathetic place, in this survival space, that you always in survival mode. And again, survival mode, that also means chronic stress. So you want to get out of survival. So we need to train the body and the brain, the mind and the body, to help you to feel safe. So you start by like saying, I am safe. You need to train yourself to trust because this feeling of not being safe is lack of trust in a lot of things. Trust in yourself, trust in the process. So let's go through 7 things that can help you in this process. And of course, I don't have time to teach you all. That's when you come work with me and I'll teach you step by step of this. But I'm going to mention so you have a map, like a roadmap, and maybe you can start with the number 1, belly breathing. Okay. When you do belly breathing, and you hearing more and more in podcasts and videos, if you read books about health, you hear more and more how important breathing is. Wim Hof, breath work, right? We have all these people becoming very successful, famous because they're teaching people how to do certain types of breath. You don't need to go there. You don't need to spend, 8 hours learning how to breathe or spend money. If you want to, yes, be my guest. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Wim Hof, it's an incredible guy. He is, well, not going to go there because it's going to make this video too long. But I'm saying you don't need to go the extreme. That's all. Okay. So start learning how to do belly breathing. Belly breathing is also earth breathing. It turns on your relaxation system, it turns on your parasympathetic system. Belly breath basically sends a signal to your brain saying you are safe. You cannot just use your mind to tell yourself you're safe, because the mind, meaning your constant thoughts of worry and fear, is what's creating the lack of safety. So you have to rely on your physiology. So belly breath is the first place you want to start. Okay, practicing 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day of put a beautiful piece of music and just practice belly breath. Number 2, now use your psychology. Just tell yourself at that moment while you're doing the belly breath, tell yourself right now, especially when you're going to worry. The moment you worry, bring yourself, sit back, belly breathing, and just tell yourself right now, at this exact moment, I am safe. I am secure. I'm safe. I am secure. All is well. When you do that, the belly breath plus that affirmation, you bring yourself from the present moment. In the present moment, you're always safe. Your lack of safety has everything to do with thoughts about the future, and also projecting your past, your belief systems, your traumas, your, wounds from the past into the future. So belly breathing and say, right now, all is well. I am safe. Number 3, develop a trust. Trust your process. Trust your process. If you got a job right now, or you don't have a job, but you have the skills and you're already taking actions every day, you're talking to the right people, you improving your skills by studying, by reading books, by hiring coaches or mentors, you doing your part. Trust the process. Okay. And also look at how far you have come. Look at your past and how you have overcome difficult times. Look, that's the only time you want to really look in your past. Look how far. Look at back there. It's like, wow, this is how far I have come. Trust the process. You need to learn how to trust. Number 4, ground yourself. I'm not going to talk about grounding because I made a video last week, how to ground yourself. I think the name of the video is go from fear to, I couldn't remember, but I will link the video. It's linked in this video. Okay, I'll link how to ground yourself. Put your feet in the earth and feel your feet touching the earth. That helps a lot. Number 5, explore your emotions. And if you're constant with these feelings that you don't feel safe, or as I said, you can't rest, you can't relax. If you cannot rest and you cannot relax, it's because you're not feeling safe. Okay, of many others, but that's deep in your unconscious mind. Explore your emotions. Are you instead of fear? Are you scared? Are you worried? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you in grief process? Explore your emotions. Talk about it. Talk to a therapist. Talk to your partner, your spouse. Talk to a friend. Talk to the coach. Well, I find a very neutral and safe place for you to share your emotions. Learn how to be vulnerable. And again, find a place that's safe. That's why a lot of times people hire a coach, go to a therapist, because that's a safe place. A good coach, a good therapist would never, ever judge you or make you feel bad for having your emotions. Okay. So explore your emotions. Number 6, from that, you start releasing your past. You got to do the inner work. You got to heal. If you constantly in this space that you cannot rest, you cannot relax, you might be carrying a lot of baggage from the past. You need to heal. You need to let go so you can experience presence, joy, well-being, bliss, ecstasy that is available to us at every single moment. I experience them more and more and more because I'm finding a place in my life that I feel like, wow, I let go so much baggage in this last year. I've been doing really hard work for the past 10 years. But I gotta say, with the pandemic, with the pause, losing the business, losing relationship, losing money, losing a lot of things, I gained so much wisdom because I went deep into healing and I'm in it. It's not over. I'm in it right now. But I finally feel like, wow, it's like a brand new life now because I let go so much baggage. So let go your past. And number 7, have a daily spiritual practice. Have a spiritual practice to train your physiology, to develop that trust. So your spiritual practice can be praying. Your spiritual practice can be visualizing yourself in the cosmos, visualize yourself with God, with the divine, talking to angels, or just doing belly breathing. Whatever that is that connection with the high power, connection with something bigger than you, this incredible force in this field that has so much wisdom, so much information, so much abundance. Connect with that, develop a spiritual practice. Okay, work with a spiritual teacher. Come work with me. I'm teaching way more spiritual practice to my clients right now. Okay, so those are the 7 things that can help you. I know this is being long, but I'm not going to give you half information. Even just giving this, I can't give you all because that it comes from coaching. This takes hours. This takes like 6 months working with me to really teach, to a year, depending who comes to me. I require that they work with me for a whole year if there's a lot of baggage to let go. Because even if you let go the baggage one day with me, through a breakthrough session, which is a 6-7 hour session. It's a breakthrough session to clean up baggage. Then it comes the training period, right? If you meet with a trainer, a personal trainer today, because in this year, you want to get in the best shape of your life, you're going to have an incredible conversation with that trainer about nutrition, about sleep, about supplements, about exercise, about your health, all that. And then the training begins, right? So even though you might get all the answers in one day from the trainer, just like you get with me in a breakthrough session, then the training begins where you need to do a lot of work. There's a lot of focus. There's a lot of work involved in that. So that's my message of the day. If you cannot rest, if you cannot relax, if your body's not restoring and you start feeling the stress in your body, if you have hard time relaxing and resting, it's because you're not feeling safe. So think about those things I discussed and let me know if I can support you. If you want to learn more about breakthrough session, if you want to learn more about my methods of how I help my clients to heal, or I'm not a healer, you are your own healer. So a lot of times you're going to come work with me and I'm going to refer you out to work with somebody else. If you have, let's say, some digestive issues related to not feeling safe, because that's the other thing, depending on where you are in your journey, you might have a lot of digestive issues or gut issues if you're not feeling safe. Okay, so I will refer you out to work with a really good holistic MD, for example, or work with intuitive. So I don't work alone with my clients a lot of times because I have my expertise and I have an incredible network of people with different expertise as well. Okay, so I hope this video helped you to understand your difficult in resting. And the only reason I know these things is because, hey, just like you, I also was not resting enough, relaxing enough. I thought I was. I thought it was because I was sleeping 8 hours, but the quality of my sleep wasn't there. The quality of my sleep now is so different than it was for the last 5 years. So anyway, I hope this video helps you and gives you some strategies, a place to start. Just start with a belly breath, hey, or just start by sitting with your emotions and figure out what's causing you not to feel safe. Or check out something that might have happened in your childhood. And I know that can be scary at times. So work with a professional, okay? Work with somebody. Let somebody guide you in this process if this lack of safety is coming from past difficult times in your childhood or later on. Work with a guide to help you. I'm here to help you. Let me know if you want to schedule a 30-minute session to see if I'm the right professional to help you. And if not, keep watching my videos and do me a favor, share these videos. You have my full permission to share these videos because I know they will help a lot of people. It's free, right? It's free. It's free education. It's free coaching, free training to all of you. So help me to spread the love. And I will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much. Mwah.